So Democrats pointed fingers after Trump's historic win over Kamala Harris. Biden challenger and Minnesota Congressman Dean Phillips spent months calling for an open primary. So would it have made a difference? He joins us now. Congressman, thanks so much for joining the program.
My pleasure. Good to be with you, Lawrence.
You know, sir, so I was a Democrat for a lot of my life. When I proposed objections to the party to change some things, they didn't listen to me and pretty much kicked me out. I'm just wondering if a loss will make them have some self-reflection.
Well, I'll tell you, we're brothers from another mother.
Yes,
because
sir.
You can imagine how I'm feeling today, my friend. I was just listening moments ago about yard signs and door knocks not getting the resources. You know, this entire election, in my estimation, was sealed the day that Joe Biden announced he was running for re-election. And the answer is absolutely. We should have had a competition. It makes everything better value products, better political candidates. It's hard to set up a presidential campaign in a matter of weeks, as I tried to do, and certainly Kamala Harris tried to do. That's when we went wrong, and then we went wrong again by not having a competitive, open primary that the President of the United States would have promoted, not suppressed. And there you have it. And in the future, that's what I'm going to be fighting for.
You know, Congressman, obviously the process and the candidate truly does matter, especially when the theme of your campaign is democracy. But one of the things that I noticed is that there was some shaming of voters when we talk about black voters, Hispanic voters, which used to be the base of the Democratic Party. When voters raised concerns, they shamed them. And you had even the former President Barack Obama almost putting pressure on us black men to show up in droves, but really never addressed our concerns.
Well, I hear you, Lawrence. I mean, shame is not unique to one party, by the way. Jewish voters were shamed by Donald Trump and a lot of other categories of voters as well. But I hear you. And, look, at confrontation never works as well in politics as invitation. And I don't blame people for being frustrated. A lot of my colleagues are wondering what the heck happened. I get it. I've been around this country. I've been listening to people for years share with me their concerns and their challenges. And I don't know why Democrats have not learned the lesson of what really matters. We got to listen. Bernie Sanders, I think, hit it on the head. We have lost touch with the core of America. And that's showing through in a lot of our elections right now. And the next candidates that recognize that are willing to listen, ingratiate themselves with everyday people, and are authentic, they're going to win. And it doesn't matter their politics as much as it matters about their authenticity. I think that's another lesson learned.
So this is what your colleague, Richie Torres, is saying, the congressman from New York. He said this on X. Donald Trump has no greater friend than the far left, which has managed to alienate historic numbers of Latinos, blacks, Asians, and Jews from the Democratic Party with absurdities like defund the police or from the river to the sea or Latinx. What's your response to your colleague?
Well, Lawrence, I'll say that both parties have elements of extremism. Certainly Democrats do, but it would be unfair to say the Republicans don't. We know that's the truth. But there's no question in my mind that the United States of America is a center-right country, which means a progressive party has to work harder, has to listen better, and has to extend invitations and do some more listening to people who see things differently. And plus, we have a very significant economic versus social issue divide in this country. We saw last night states that overwhelmingly, or 2 nights ago, voted for Trump would also pass bills protecting women's rights to choose, or at least trying to, paid family leave, increases in minimum wage. These are Democratic core issues. So there's an interesting disconnect between the cultural America right now and political America. And Donald Trump has tapped into something that, frankly, I don't know if there's a candidate that could have beaten him this year. But surely, with a competition, we would have done a whole lot better.
Yeah, he definitely has the pulse of the people. If you want the pulse of Texas, you got to stop and get some barbecue in Texas, brother. We love eating.
I'm here to visit my daughter and to get some barbecue. Nothing else, let me assure you.
Congressman, thanks so much for giving us some time.
My pleasure, Lawrence. Have a great day.
I'm Steve Doocy.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.